Don't mind while I eat my food, but we got a lot to talk about today. I know it has been a very long while. My name is Anthony Tuitt. You can just call me Tuitt. There's my boy AVC. This is Double
Yo.
Sports. And Lord have mercy, the last time I talked to you, Kyrie just got traded. But now we got KD, but we got to talk about something even bigger. The GOAT returned after 3 years to the UFC. And might I say, he ain't failed. I told people. ABC could tell you, we were talking about this months ago. He was supposed to be the underdog. I was going to gamble my whole house. I didn't do that. Because you know why? FanDuel and DraftKings made him the favorite to win. Why y'all got to do that? I could have walked away with at least like 50K, but that's besides the point. But 2 minutes and 38 seconds into round one, you submit this man? That is insane. You can't, Andrew, you can't even lie. I know you don't. Are you a UFC guy?
I'm a moderate UFC fan. Usually, I don't follow it regularly, but I follow when there's a guy I know, when the big fights come up, when there's a return, something like that. That's usually when I find her in.
You can't lie after this fight. You can't say Jon Jones is not the GOAT.
Jon Jones, I always liked Jon Jones.
Me
I always
too.
respected Jon Jones.
He's a New Yorker.
He is a New Yorker. You know, he was a beast. A lot of people I knew in high school were huge Jon Jones fans. You know, the man, he's just a beast. He's just a beast. And the sport of mixed martial arts and the UFC are better when a guy like that is actually fighting.
Did you watch the fight?
I watched the highlights. I did not get the pay-per-view. I did not watch the actual fight. I watched the highlights.
Because I bought the pay-per-view for $80, right? Yeah, I bought pay-per-view for once. Yes.
I have not bought a pay-per-view since pro wrestling went to the network. That was the last time. The last pay-per-view I bought was WrestleMania.
Anybody that knows me, I love and I adore Jon Jones. I don't mean this in any type of way. I love my woman. I love Jon Jones, like respectfully. So I had returned. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm buying." I told my mom months ago. I said, "Mom, gotta get ESPN Plus. I gotta order this fight. I'm not legally streaming it because this man does something. Like for instance, I would buy a stream. I don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, it would have lagged out and he would have submit that man. I don't even know what happened. But anyways, did you hear what he said to Stipe Miocic?
I did not. Please fill me in.
So after the fight, he went on his little rant talking about how he's a GOAT.
Yep.
And how he wants a yeah. And he said, Miocic, give the fans what we want. I want you next. You're the greatest heavyweight contender. I want you next.
All right.
I will take that fight.
I'll watch that.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You know, I'm trying to think. Jon Jones, because it's sad, but UFC has been in the point over the last couple of years where they haven't been able to get mainstream attention because so many of the recognizable guys moved off. Guys like McGregor stopped fighting. Guys like Brantis. Is Poirier still fighting, or is he bowed out?
He's still fighting, but it's gonna be. He wants like a big fight.
He wants like a big fight.
Obviously
Nurmagomedov. I get my hair cut at the Russian barbershop. Let me tell you, those are some crazy UFC fans.
Not worry about Khabib because you know why? Khabib doesn't even like MMA as a sport anymore, eh?
He did it for money, right?
You know he's training, right?
No, where?
His cousin.
Oh, he's training his cousin now.
Islam. You remember those Islam's fights?
Oh.
In the background, like they're sitting there, like cheering him on, like someone he needs to.
Sounds about right. I mean, he has nothing to prove anymore. He beat everybody. He beat everybody.
That man is a literal demon.
That man's terrified of that man.
Khabib is a demon. Like
that man is a monster.
At that point, as crazy as it sounds, because Conor McGregor is a talented human being, I thought Conor McGregor was going to kick his behind. And when I saw what Khabib did to that,
that's what they were hyping it up. But that was the last time I really, really got into MMA. I remember I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings with a bunch of my friends, and they were streaming the pay-per-view. And that was a crazy atmosphere because you get a bunch of Irish guys in New York at a big crowded restaurant like that.
Do you know what Khabib does when he's on the ground punching somebody? When he says, "Quit now. Why are you still fighting?" He'll be pounded. Like, why are you still fighting? Give up.
Give up.
You know who
Give
won.
up.
Like that's insane. Like he'll literally degrade you. Like I just don't know. The whole fight call is crazy. Even the fight before that with the women.
Oh yeah.
With Shevchenko and the Mexican girl. I don't mean it's not racist, but her flag was Mexico, right?
Yep.
She submit that girl. Shevchenko lost her title.
Women's UFC is one of, and actually, because we talk about this in a lot of different sports, always how the women are underpaid. The women are in UFC. That is not the case. That you get paid based on how you draw, and the women in UFC draw quite well. And you can trace that back to the Ronda Rousey era and even a little bit before that and right after.
No, after
women
Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes. The women draw in UFC. That has never been an issue that has not been an issue for them. So it's great to see that. The UFC is always, it's kind of a flowing sport. It's a long, and then there's these peaks, and then it's down for a bit, and then it peaks again.
It's gonna be peak up again because, especially with a fighter like this, Jon Jones, and after that 3 years he went to jail. They give him a title shot right off rip, and he won.
Yeah.
Gane is upset, but I really don't care because I'm not a fan of Gane. Like Gane, I forgot who he beat, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's gonna be so good." I'm like, "All right, he's filthy, right?" He had one good fight. When I found out G wanted to fight Jon Jones, I'm like, "Yeah, it's quiet for you. It's quiet for you," because Jon Jones has been that man. When he fought Lyoto Machida, right? Lyoto Machida at that time. Oh my god. Anyways, Lyoto Machida was on the top of his game at that point, right? He submit that man in a rear naked choke standing up. Made that boy pass out. Like, yeah, he's like that. He's like that. But we're gonna end up on that note because we know what Jon Jones is. We know what he's really about. And one thing I will say, Jon Jones, read your DMs. I want to interview.
Get him on the show. Get him on the show, baby.
I want to do my own little thing on my YouTube channel. That'd be the greatest thing in history.
That'd be awesome.
On to the next topic. Ja Morant. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
What are you doing, Demetrius?
Oh, Ron.
Why?
Where do we even begin?
There's nowhere to begin. I'm just gonna say it as this, right? I understand you get your little wing, you want a party, right? Put the strap away. I don't even know you got a mini gat. You can't tell me it ain't real and it's an airsoft one because that gat definitely not legal.
You want to know the even worse part about this?
Find some new friends.
Those
are not your friends.
Number one, that 90% of athlete downfalls happen because they let the wrong people hang around them too long when they get successful.
Look at Gilbert.
Gilbert Arenas.
Look at Steven Jackson.
There's so many examples of this. You have everything in life you could want. Money, fame, admiration, opportunities,
endorsements.
It just highlights. Yeah, go ahead.
I saw TikTok the other day, right? And there was a thing with Kyrie and Ja Morant. You're not gonna get the analogy because you're not really a student person, which I understand.
Yep.
So Kyrie posts a link to a movie. Nike said, "Bye-bye," right? Ja Morant pulls out a gun. Oh, we hope Ja finds help.
And that's a big thing.
Really?
All the Kyrie slander for all these years were they things that were kind of easy to poke fun at? Were they things that were annoying, maybe, or insensitive, maybe? Who knows? But all the stuff that comes out with Ja, and we get I hope he gets help. It's just a perfect example of narrative crafting when it comes to athletes, where you don't want to rock the boat with a young guy's narrative.
No, never, absolutely not. Which is so stupid to me because honestly, Ja, you're 23 years old, right? You're at the top of the world. You're literally the key star of your franchise. You literally booked don't get me wrong. The Grizzlies had pieces last year, right?
They did.
But he was a star of that show.
Absolutely.
And now?
You have a shot. You had a shot this year.
Had. Oh, you didn't hear.
By the way, NBA bylaws. If he took that to any facility or league transport, by NBA bylaws, is a mandatory minimum 50-game suspension.
He had to.
He had to have. The timeline doesn't make sense if he didn't.
Because think about it. He was on the road, right?
Yep.
Was the facilities considered like team buses and stuff?
Team buses, team practice facility, team offices, or the arena. Anything related to team facilities or team events or NBA events. If he had that, minimum 50-game suspension.
And then on the road too. When you went at home.
Yep.
He had to.
He had to have.
There's no way.
And then all the other reports about him beating the crap out of a teenager.
That's not a report. That's
is that officially confirmed now? It was a report. Is it official now?
Late, Andrew. When you sent me that, I was a little bit late. I heard about
the summer
before the season started.
Oh, so that was like back. That was back.
Yeah.
Back. Okay.
That when I heard it was a report. Now it became official. The guy pressed charges, but the charges were dropped.
Jesus.
It was considered self-defense because he put the gun on him like Ja.
Okay.
You are not from the hood. You went to charter school, bro. You are not that guy.
And why do you want to be?
Dame is that guy. J.R. Smith is that guy. John Wall is that guy. John Wall begs bloods for what we really know. Those people have been from the mud, the hood. Like, you're not that guy. You had a full family. KD is from the hood. But do you see them anybody putting that on the, oh, yeah, we're from the hood? Well, no. They keep that street stuff out and play basketball. Your one job is to play basketball and uplift. You have a young following. All these young kids want to be just like you, where they're jumping on the gym and dunking on people. Not to be sitting there, oh, look, I got a gun. No, don't do that.
You know, that is always an interesting conversation when you have situations like this is, do athletes have a responsibility to be role models?
Most, not all.
My usual saying is no, but I think when you're the face of a franchise,
Yes.
then you do, because not only do you represent yourself, you represent that organization, you represent the league, especially in the NBA, which is a league that is so based on star players, more so than team recognition. You need to be a marketable and essentially role model-esque person.
Which he's not.
No.
He's not.
We're seeing major immaturity and major just...
He just wants to go out there and have fun. I get it. You ain't able to do that your teenagers because, yeah, you were trying to become who you are and be that basketball player you wanted to be. But at the end of the day, you have to really put into this aspect and standpoint, right? You are now making $1 million. You have a daughter who is 3 years old. Yes. Kari Morant is 3 years old. What do you think that as you want to sit there and have your dad be a gang member, you want to lose your daughter? Like you literally have everything in the world. And as of right now, all that's gonna go to waste. Because honestly, it may not seem like formidable. It may be a formidable aspect. Where it's like, oh, we may forget about this in a few years. But like, look at Gilbert Arenas, right?
Yep.
Different time period, granted. But after that whole entire gun thing, when the locker room when he pulled the strap out,
yep,
his career just went boo 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 boo. But if Gilbert were to still play, I'm telling you, we'd have a ring by now.
Oh, yeah. He would have. He was that talented. He was that dude on the court. But he became so toxic after that, nobody wanted to deal with him.
Ja, you still got time to fix yourself, my boy. That's all I got to say about that. But let's get to the main point of this session. And my soccer fans, if you do watch soccer, I'm going to talk about soccer in a little while. But Kevin Durant. What a crazy 24 hours. So, I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, I'm kind of tired right now. I'm waiting. It was like 1 o'clock or 4. One of those.
Let me just scroll through my phone real quick.
And Kevin Durant was traded to the Suns. Am I a Nets fan anymore? I don't know. Anyways, so you got a starting lineup that can vary. That could vary from between Cameron Payne, if Chris Paul's healthy, Devin Booker. Who was there? 3? I don't know. It's not Kevin. Who was there? 3? I don't know. Forget.
Why am I? Tony Craig.
Torrey Craig?
Torrey Craig, yes. I believe is right now starting at the 3. I believe it's a rotation of him and somebody else.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, 4, Kevin Durant, and 5, DeAndre Ayton. You my friend got to you when he's like, oh yeah, the Suns are not going to win a chip, and they're not going to make the finals. Okay. Let you smoke whatever crack you're smoking, because I want some. That lineup, Chris Paul has another shooter to pass to, another scorer who can do whatever he wants on the floor. And no, that team is just unstoppable. Like, there's no stopping it. And that proves my point when I said on the last show. The Nets organization is corrupt and toxic. It is.
Oh, man.
How I feel about this trade, I'm happy for Kevin. Gut the Nets. Gut the whole. I said this last year. Gut the whole Nets organization. Gut it all.
I think you need to gut ownership. I really do. I think Si's got to go.
The whole franchise.
Si's got to go. Sean Marks, pull your golden parachute, man. Get out of there. Get out of there. I feel so bad for the fan base. It's just,
Brooklyn?
yeah, it's twice in 2 decades you have super teams
That
detonated. Failed super teams that
Failed.
detonated, that failed to get past the second round of the playoffs. You couldn't even get to a conference final berth in either era. You had 3 of the best players of this generation at one point on the same roster, and he did nothing with them.
You know what's worse? They sent them both to the same conference.
You mean send them both out west?
Yeah, send them to the same conference.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'm sending one to the east and one to the west. Simply.
I guess you send them both to the west. You don't have to deal with them anytime soon.
Those are 2 playoff contending teams.
You're not making the finals, so it's not going to worry you anyway.
As an owner, right? If I'm shipping off players, I want to make sure they don't succeed.
Ah, okay, now I get it.
Let's call it like it is, but that's just me personally. But
So
you do what you want.
Do you think now that the Suns are like a lock to come out of the West, or at least it's theirs to
West
lose?
Is fraudulent. You lose one game, you're in 5th place if you're in 1st.
The West is weird. It's good teams, but teams with holes.
The West is fraudulent.
East
is it's like certified. Like there's 2 teams that could come out the East, respectfully.
The East is deer territory, in my opinion.
Huh?
The East is the Bucks to lose, I think. In my opinion, I think it's the Bucks to lose.
3 teams right now: the Bucks, the Cavs, and obviously the Celtics. That's about it.
You have that much faith in Cleveland?
Yes, I do. I definitely do.
Because ESPN right now has them losing to the Knicks in the first round. I just want to go with that.
The Knicks are on a tear right now.
They are on a tear. You know what? I'm happy for my Knicks friends. I really am. They deserve something.
They deserve something. Julius Randle Curry.
Julius Randle pulling out his Ray Allen bag with the last second three ball.
That's Curry bag. That's Curry bag, bro. I never ever seen Jukarius Randle pull some shenanigans like that. Called game? Yeah, okay.
The respect to Jalen Brunson. I will say, Jalen Brunson.
I was upset about his contract.
That contract is now somehow a bargain for the Knicks. That is a underpay for what he has provided them.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If Jalen Brunson leaves, you know how much money he looking like he's honestly about to become a superstar soon. That his contract could go up to like $260 million, in my opinion, if he really left. Well, they try to honestly, what the Knicks should try to do is when his contract is up, I would definitely try
I'd extend him. Absolutely extend him. He's still young enough.
Josh Hart's bowling too.
Josh Hart, his boy from Villanova.
Bowling.
Hell, you know what? Brooklyn, do your Crosstown friends a favor. Send Mikal Bridges over. Reunite the Villanova boys.
I'm not gonna lie to you. No, Mikal Bridges is all we got for defense. Like I was saying, the only thing the Knicks need to worry about is keeping Mitchell healthy. That's all I gotta really worry about.
I think the real thing that they need to worry about for the future is where is that all-in move? Because it's coming soon. They have the assets. Who's the guy that they can grab to really become a true contender?
You know what I would have said? It would have been the most ideal thing to do. But a shout out to Utah for this doing absolutely jack-ish, excuse my French. Sending Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks, they would win the chip. I'll be a chip.
It looks so much worse now that RJ Barrett look like he's regressed.
He's spotty. I wouldn't say he regressed. He's spotty. Spotty.
It's just a like. He doesn't seem like he'll ever be a 1.
I wouldn't say that as small as if he has to figure out his play style now that they actually picked up a functional point guard.
Okay, that's fair.
Because to be fair, no respect to Derrick Rose, to death. All he does is facilitate. He doesn't score. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
RJ is mostly known for, you know what I'm saying? He's not known for making the motion cuts around the floor, getting open and shooting the ball. He's more or less a point guard, about point guard, but a guard that has the ball in his hand and he's scoring. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he has to find his rotation. Same thing with Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin has regressed too, due to the fact he's also a player that likes to have the ball in their hands and score. He's not the type of person where you dish him out the ball and he shoots.
That's also the Thibodeau effect of not using much of the bench, using a lot of guys for a lot of minutes.
That's fair.
Let me tell you though, Thibodeau saved his job this year with this season.
By Atlanta.
He saved his job.
By
I mean,
Atlanta.
he was on the hot seat this year, and he saved his job. He really did.
You think he was on a hot seat this year?
That was the vibe I was getting, at least from the fan base and from some in the national media, was that the Knicks were, if they weren't at least in a playoff spot, then Tibbs could be. Tibbs is an anomaly. There's more comparisons to coaches like Tibbs in hockey, where a guy like John Tortorella, where their aggressive, demanding approach, it works really well when you're winning, but it can wear thin very quickly on everybody, fans, ownership, players. So if you're not winning, his approach, he's an easy scapegoat.
I get it. I definitely get it. But one thing I will say we need to talk about. We were talking about before the show started, before I hit that live button. Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, Lord.
What you get yourself into?
Oh, Lord.
You got the black community looking real bad right now. I don't know why Kendrick Perkins steps to these players, because, like, don't get me wrong. JJ Redick would kill you in a one-on-one. So let's get that out the way. He's gonna say, the last 3 MVPs, they were white, and they weren't top 10 in scoring.
Yeah, so
that doesn't matter.
It was such a weird argument that was it sounded like something somebody would post on Twitter.
Yes.
Like, it just sounds like one of those Twitter posts on a burner account with some cherry pick stats to make an argument. That's what it was essentially
so dumb. He's like,
he ran with it.
He's like, only white people. He's like, so you're saying the white fan base is racist? We never said any of that. Like, why? Like, yeah, that's pretty much what he's alluding to. Like, why would you think that? Like,
he was essentially saying that Jokic was being favored in MVP odds because he's white. Essentially, that was the argument.
But let me point this out there. I'm not trying to bring race into this.
Yeah.
Name the last 10 MVPs and what their race is.
I don't want to bring race into it, so I'm not going to guess. I'll leave that one to you.
What does that got to do with anything?
That was my statement.
That has nothing to do with anything. Let the white man shine. Does it really matter who wins MVP? Jokic was balling. Let's be fair. When Dirk won, he was still balling.
When Dirk won, the Mavs were one of the best teams in the league. When Steve Nash won, it was the Mike D'Antoni 7-second era in Phoenix.
So what does it really? What's your point? Oh, they're not top 10 in scoring. Steve Nash was still top 1 in assists.
It was the top offense in the league.
Top 1 in assists. Dirk Nowitzki was the best 3-point shooter that season.
Yep.
And Jokic is averaging a triple-double for the past 3 years.
Yep.
So what's your point? What's your analogy? Let me know.
JJ Redick took that Duke education that they're so well known for their one-year basketball players at the old Duke and put it to work. First, absolutely shredding him with the advanced stats argument over the eye test, and then coming in hot with that. I'll tell you what, though. I think JJ Redick is going to get quietly moved off First Take so soon. I wouldn't be surprised.
Why?
I'm going to bring up an example of a previous thing with a similar incident. Do you remember when Will Kane was on First Take?
No.
It was him, Max Kellerman, and Stephen A. Will Kane would occasionally come in. He was another one who consistently would call out the network and other people, and then he was quietly moved to a lower show, and then he was eventually off the network.
I've been going to go to Kendrick Perkins for anything. Kendrick Perkins be talking crazy.
I would love to move Kendrick Perkins off, but unfortunately, he creates buzz. What he says is so nonsensical, it gets reactions.
Kendrick Perkins, I'm not going to lie, bring back Max Kellerman because he makes my ear.
Oh, my God, please bring back Max. That show is... Stephen A. has no one to argue with. I do like when Mad Dog comes on.
Mad Dog, because Mad Dog's stupid. Mad Dog is dumb. Like, I saw an episode, and he said Pistol Pete was the best point guard of all time.
Well, Mad Dog Russo lives, I believe, still in the 1960s. I believe is when he still lives.
He said Steph Curry would never be the player that Pistol Pete was. No.
Oh, Lord.
No. And you know what blows my mind, too? when all three of those players are in there, well, besides Jokic, right?
Right.
Guess what Kendrick Perkins was doing? He was in the league. He was in the league. He's just mad that he has to get a championship from LeBron. Well, not. Oh, actually, no. He didn't get a championship. Wait, did he get a championship with LeBron?
No, I believe he was on. Was he on the? I believe he was on the 2015 team when Kyrie and Love got smoked, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, then he left and then came back to the 2018 team.
I believe that was.
And
the
then
case.
had the audacity to say on every first take show, I had the great
honor of playing
with Steph Curry, playing against Steph Curry, with LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. No, you did not. You sat on the bench and looked like this.
He had one ring because of Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. Congratulations, you played front. Carried. You got carried by Kevin Garnett. Congratulations.
And Ray Allen and Rondo and Paul Pierce.
All you had to do was not be horrific on defense next to Kevin Garnett. Playing with Kevin Garnett as a front court mate is the easiest job in basketball.
Get a rebound here and there.
Yep.
If you're lucky.
That's literally all you have to do.
Like, it's atrocious. Like, it's literally atrocious. I just don't get why Kendrick Perkins has something to say about every little thing. As if you were that guy, you're like, oh yeah, Kyrie Irving's a fraud. Oh, Steph Curry, he's a great player, but he did for some. How you gonna tell next man what they need to do their job when you barely did yours?
Oh man,
I just don't get it. Like, I want you to know this now, Kendrick Perkins. You ever come across this video? Your son's better than you. Your son that is like 13 years old is better than you.
Yes,
it's actually atrocious. And one thing I will say, after the little hangover I had on Saturday night, because I was partying up a storm after Jon Jones won his fight, as I should. Lord have mercy. The Liverpool. You heard about the Liverpool game?
I did not. Please enlighten me.
Go look at the score.
Liverpool.
Look at the Liverpool versus Manchester United. Look at the score.
Oh wait, was that the blowout where Liverpool absolutely was
7-0?
I remember some Man U haters posting that.
7-0.
Yes.
Oh my God! I was yelling for murder. Oh Lord, Darwin Nunez. I was talking about you last show. I don't like Darwin Nunez, but you was put on a show. Mohamed Salah, top goal scorer for Liverpool, put on the show. And then, who other person I scored? Oh yeah, Cody Gakpo, another person I put on the show. And then who else scored? Who scored the 7th goal? Don't tell me. Who was it? I got no Wi-Fi out here. I need to figure it out.
I got it. Do you want me to look it up?
Yes, please.
Let's see.
Oh, we gotta talk about something.
We had
Mohamed Salah,
Gakpo, Darwin Nunez,
Mohamed Salah, and who was the 7th?
Gakpo, Mohamed Salah, yeah.
Oh, Bobby Firmino. Bobby Firmino came off the pitch and came in and scored a goal. But Lord, Andrew, I'm not too happy today.
Why are you not happy, my friend?
140 million.
Are you referring to Danny Dimes?
140 million.
It is 160 million over 4 years. 97 million fully guaranteed. Do you need a doctor? Or do you need God?
I need Jesus. This motherfucker had one good season. You gonna give him 160 million?
The quarterback market has lost its mind. If you were to tell anybody a year ago, if we had talked on this show a year ago, and we had said that after this season, Geno Smith will make $109 million over 3 years, and having come off a playoff run, and Daniel Jones will make $160 million after leading his team to a playoff run, we would have lost our licenses to talk about football.
No, I would have lost. I would have kicked out the school when I was sitting on the show.
Precisely.
Because Geno Smith is a million times better than that man, right? How dare y'all give Saquon a franchise tag and give Daniel Jones the full max guaranteed?
I understand the tag with Saquon because tagging a running back, it's only a $10 million deal. So it's relatively inexpensive. And I get that. And running backs, I get it. Running backs have a short shelf life. I would still work on a longer term extension if you can with Saquon. This gives you more time. He'll probably end up playing under the tag. But with Daniel Jones, man.
So, right, let's, God forbid we get rid of Saquon. Not going, right? Who are replacing him?
Sadly, running back is replaceable. You could find running backs.
Of his talent? Of his caliber?
That might be harder.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
you can find one.
We're not going to see a Maurice Jones-Drew. We're not going to see an Alvin Kamara. We're not going to see a Saquon Barkley again, is my point.
You never know with running backs. You could find an Alvin Kamara in the second round. Those guys, Jonathan Taylor was a second round pick. You could find running backs. It happens. However, when it comes to the Daniel Jones thing,
he was the first pick in round 1. When I get a first pick round 1, a lottery pick of that nature, he going to stand to my team till I croak dead.
And Saquon is, arguably, Saquon is the face of the Giants.
What's the argument?
Pretty much nothing. He makes the most merchandise. He is the face. He is the marketplace.
I signed to that team. You know what I did, Andrew?
Yep.
I called my mom. Said, "Mommy, I need a Saquon jersey." She said, "Okay," and I got one.
He is a generational talent, and he's built for the bright lights of New York.
You really think I'm gonna go out my way, but yeah, I want a Daniel Jones jersey. I'm gonna go buy it. Hell no.
I mean, look, when it came to the Daniel Jones thing, the Giants, unfortunately, you were in a situation where what were you really going to do? You just came off a playoff run with a depleted roster, at least on the offensive side.
Hold on. You can continue talking. Go ahead.
Who else were you going to get? Were you going to overpay for Jimmy Garoppolo? Probably not. You weren't high enough in the draft this year to draft a guy. And unless you were going to throw the bag at getting Aaron Rodgers, I think it's an overpay. But that's just the quarterback market these days. The quarterbacks are all getting overpaid.
I would say Quentin Dormandy, bro.
Who?
Exactly. Exactly.
You know,
he in the XFL and got cut. And he cut from the NFL.
Let me tell you this. This looks a lot better if you now go ahead and reinforce the roster. I think we wait to dispense all of the judgment on this until we see what the rest of the free agent class for the Giants looks like. If they go and acquire, say, DeAndre Hopkins, as they are rumored to do, then maybe we can shed some optimism, you know. But hopefully not another Kenny Galladay.
But I want Saquon and not DeAndre Hop. That is a championship that I smell.
That is an impressive team. That is, you got your tackles figured out. You got 2 good young tackles. You have a stud edge rusher. You have some talent on the defensive side. You have your coach, Brian.
We don't have
Brian, who?
James Bradbury.
Who knows? Maybe he'll return.
You like your seat, right?
I do.
All right.
However, I must speak towards the eternal pain on my side of the football world.
Nobody cares about the Atlanta Falcons.
I do.
That's unfortunate.
So, it's interesting.
You can take the whole floor because I'm not going to speak for this.
So, Lamar Jackson.
He's not coming over there.
Well, now we don't know where at all he was going. It seemed like Atlanta was an option. He was hit with the transition tag. Essentially.
You know where he's going to go?
Where?
He's coming to New York.
No. If you're referring to the Jets, no, that is Aaron Rodgers' territory.
Really?
According to everything that's being said, he is meeting with Jets brass tonight in California to discuss a potential trade to the Jets. The Jets could get their man. That would make the best quarterback in the NFC somehow Jalen Hurts. Somehow Jalen Hurts or Matthew Stafford would end up being the best quarterback in the NFC should Aaron Rodgers leave.
Jalen Hurts.
Who else?
Oh, yeah.
Dak?
Right. Dak is excellent. Psych!
Kirk Cousins?
Perk Cousins? Don't disrespect Perk Cousins.
Midget Murray? Geno Smith?
You just disrespecting people right now because Kirk Cousins put on a great regular season.
He did. But there's always a ceiling to Kirk Cousins. He's good.
Not when you got
but
Justin
he's not
Jefferson.
Great. How'd that work against the Giants?
Hold on.
My point, maybe Kirk Cousins is the best QB in the NFC next year. I mean, that is a possible argument. It is very, very odd. And I was hoping as a Falcon fan, I understood the risks of bringing in Lamar Jackson. Now that he's on the transition tag, you would have to pay him a lot of money. And you would also have to forfeit 2 first-round picks. I understand the risk. But being able to bring in a guy who would be...
Oh, no. Keep going.
Being able to bring in a guy like Lamar, who would undoubtedly, unquestionably be the best quarterback in the conference in a weak division.
Giants versus Vikings. Anyways, like you were saying, proceed with your story.
Anyway, so with all the Lamar Jackson drama, he was tagged today, and it was expected that his market would be vast. There'd be a lot of teams pining to get Lamar Jackson. Oh, Aaron Judge hit another home run. Beautiful.
Cookie. Was that not to be expected?
I mean, it's spring training, but yes.
He's the reigning MVP.
He is the reigning MVP. He's the now $300+ million man.
I got an Aaron Judge jersey.
Do you now? I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I do.
I will be there, actually, the second game of the season as the Yankees take on the Giants this year.
Spank them? Probably.
That shall be fun. But yes, so from various reports as of now, here are the teams that are reportedly no longer interested in Lamar Jackson. The Atlanta Falcons, the Miami Dolphins, the Carolina Panthers, the Washington Commanders, and the Vegas Raiders. My question for you is this. All those teams out, outside of Baltimore, who's left? All those teams need quarterbacks, and if they're out, Lamar, what's your market?
The Green Bay Packers.
The Packers are we're going with Jordan Love. That is their plan.
Oh, yeah, that is a fact.
So Tampa doesn't have the cap space. They're in the negative.
No, hold on. I heard Tom Brady might come back.
That was a rumor from Rich Eisen. He came out on Twitter today and said, y'all would have thought.
Okay, never
essentially. That to me says more about, because the rumor was with Tom Brady was Miami. That says more about the worries about Tua's health, I think, more than it says about Brady.
Tua is going to, I hate to say it, he might have CTE.
I think he definitely has. He's going to have CTE.
Whoever's close around Tua, I'm going to tell y'all this now. Take care of him. Don't make him turn into Antonio Brown. You got Antonio Brown rolling loud, wilding.
He might have to retire early, honestly. I mean,
he might have to.
Let the man have some brain.
He might have to pull the Andrew Luck.
But here's the thing. When it comes to the Lamar thing, the question is why? Why are all of these teams suddenly out?
Because they see the drama they gotta deal with.
Yeah. Is it the fact that he doesn't have an agent? And
I think it's solely off of the fact that he's literally doing things by himself. Because most teams want to talk to
an agent or a representative.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because one thing I want to say, whoever Daniel Jones' agent is, you're a genius.
That guy deserves a pay raise immediately.
Facts.
That man, we thought he was crazy saying he demanded $45 million. He got 40. He got bravo.
But one thing I will say, Lamar is literally dealing himself. So it's not like he has somebody represent him. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he has a momager.
It's him. Nothing. Well, he does have a momager. It's him and his mom, apparently. That's literally what it is. And that's even worse for organizations. They don't want to deal with your parents.
No, you're grown. Excuse me, you're a grown ass man. You're a grown man. You got to represent. You got to either represent yourself or
get a representative. Get an agent. This is what they're for. And also, he wants a fully guaranteed contract.
That's not gonna happen. You haven't proved. No. He isn't reigning MVP. Well, not reigning, but he's a
talented player.
He's a talented player, but you have nothing to prove. You have no rings. You have no
one playoff win.
You have no Super Bowl appearances. You have nothing to prove. Well, you have nothing
injuries in the last 2 seasons.
Exactly. So it's like, what could you really do there?
And also, I believe the owners are trying to put the Deshaun Watson contract genie back in the bottle. They're trying to put that whole we don't want to give out. We saw what the Browns did, where they gave Deshaun this massive guaranteed contract, and how that's working out for them. No, we're killing that right now. That's not what they want to do, and people believe that is the conspiracy afoot with that.
I don't know, man. All I'm gonna say is the NFL right now is dumpster fire.
We are in for an interesting offseason. Free agency opens March 15th.
Oh, that's
very close.
That's almost a week.
A week from tomorrow.
A week and a day. That is insane. That is it. Oh, you know what I saw? Guess what? Somebody tweeted from the NBA. He a rapper right now. He not in the league right now.
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm talking about.
Miles Bridges.
He said he's gonna be back real soon.
He coming back soon? Is he coming back to the Hornets?
Him and Michael been talking. Mr. Michael Anthony Jordan been talking. He said, "I'll be back real soon." I like that. I don't like what you do. I mean, Jon Jones.
Do not come back now. You're gonna ruin the tank for Wemby.
They ain't getting Wemby. If they get Wemby, I'd cry. I'd literally cry. Because honestly, LaMelo Ball, he's moving like a fraud right now.
Come on, we all know that the NBA can jigger with the lottery. We all know they can do it.
If Jordan gets Wemby, he's gonna ruin him.
He probably will. But the prospect of having Wemby and LaMelo on the same team.
That's godly. But that's if LaMelo stays. Don't forget his rookie contract is about to be up.
It is. However, he is in the stage where he'll be an RFA and he kind of has to stay, right? For that first extension, or he leaves too much money on the table.
You would hope. You need to realize LaMelo Ball don't care about money. He's already established himself. So it's like he's one of those players where it's like he's young enough where he's young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? Let him live. He's gonna do what he wants to do. So we're gonna see what he does, to be honest. But like we don't really know what this season's gonna hold, what the outcomes are gonna be. All I know is LaMelo Ball will have an early summer. He better not party neither. He better go right into summer training, get right and have some fun. But one thing I will say, you Lakers are in trouble.
Oh boy.
If you don't start making a move to show for y'all, when LeBron's gonna be out for like 2 months, yeah, you better hope y'all in the play-in. Y'all better hope you're in the play-in. And I'm not gonna lie, even though it's not even near an hour yet, we about to wrap up this show because there's not much to talk about.
It's speculation at this point. We're in the speculation part of the year. The playoffs aren't here yet. For the NBA,
we reached everything we needed to talk about. Football's out of session. I'm not really big on baseball, and it's
not even baseball real time yet. It's still spring training.
Yeah, I watch a little bit of baseball, so it's like I'm getting in there, but like it's not like we're really in there. NFL draft hasn't even come yet, so it's like we're really in like the dry stage right now because basketball is just basketball. I tell people, my friends is gambling right now. You don't gamble right after the All-Star break. That's the worst time because you got, for instance, OKC beating the Trailblazers. You can't be having that. You got Dame dropping 70 points. Unheard of. Can't be having that. So, on that note, you guys have a phenomenal evening. I'm going to go do my homework and live my best life.
When do you do homework?
Yeah, he's smoking. He's smoking. This is Anthony Tuitt, and I don't know who this is, but have a great night.
This is AVC. Thank you, guys.